Well, welcome back to the Scotch Podcast. My name is Grace, and today I'm joined by Head of Sport, Mr. Jarrad Schar. Welcome, Jarrad.
Thank you very much. First time appearer, long time listener. So looking forward to being here.
And today we are here, episode 37, to talk about Mr. Schar's trip over to Europe for the Paris Olympics and ask him a few questions about that.
Yeah, so first thing, not a competitor.
No.
Just a spectator. But a spectator that really enjoyed it and loved being there. And I really enjoyed my whole time in Europe and would recommend having 7 weeks over there. It's pretty enjoyable.
I think we'd all love to. Very, very jealous.
Ideally, without 2 kids under the age of 3. So
yeah, probably better off.
Yeah,
Solo
that was a challenge. But they loved it, even though potentially they won't remember it. I think they will remember the time we had together, and hopefully the bond that, spending 7 weeks with your kids without any work or anything is very enjoyable.
So nice. Yeah, I'm very jealous. Wish I could have been there, but alas, year 12, we're here. Okay, so this year, as we've discussed, you and your family headed over to Paris to support your brother-in-law, Alexander Hill, who was competing in the 2024 Paris Olympic Games, representing Australia in rowing, where he competed in the men's coxless 4. You have seen your brother-in-law compete in 3 Olympic Games now. How would you describe the journey of training to be selected to represent your country through to competing at the highest level, trying to win a medal? And what are the biggest challenges and what are the biggest highlights you have seen?
Oh yeah, a lot of questions there. So yep, brother-in-law Alex Hill. So his 3rd Olympics. So he went to Rio. At that time, I thought, it's only his 1st Olympics. How well is he going to go? I'm not going to worry about going and watching. But I watched on TV, and my wife went over and she watched. He won a silver medal there. He then made the team for Tokyo. Unfortunately, it was very hard for any spectators to go there, so we didn't go and watch that, which is when he won a gold medal. And then we thought, well, this is probably his last Olympics, so we'd make sure the family went over and supported him. And he came 6th, which wasn't the result he wanted, but it's I almost feel like as a family it's probably more important being there for that one than it is while I'm sure he would have enjoyed celebrating the gold medal with us. I think it's more important to be there for the other side of it.
Yeah.
But the whole training, so realistically, his journey for to be an Olympian it started when he started rowing in about 2008, but it was 2013 when he moved to the AIS, and since 2013 he's lived in Canberra, and I think it's meant that he's spent very little time back in Adelaide where his family's from. So he is definitely a family person. He enjoys coming back. He loves spending time as a family. When he does come back, he stays at mine and Chelsea's house, and he has definitely missed being able to be around family. A sport like rowing, but similar to every Olympic sport, they have to dedicate a lot of time to training, and because of that, they also need to train together, and that means he has to move states. Whenever he comes back, though, it's what we do also has to flow around his training, because even Christmas morning, it used to be Christmas morning, you'd wake up, you'd open your presents, but with him, he has to train first, because if he doesn't train, he's not going to be getting better. No. So Christmas morning he'd train, and then we could open the presents. And every day he would at least do 1 training session, and it's that commitment which I definitely wouldn't be able to do, which is quite inspiring. But now he's pretty much retired, and he's been an absolute specialty in one specific area, and now he's looking at what he should do the rest of his life. So I know he'd love to come back to Adelaide, but he's currently in Canberra. So during his kind of time living in Canberra, he bought a house there. So I guess if there's any people in the Scotch community that are looking for a 3-time Olympian, Olympic gold medalist, and have some type of a business where they could give someone a job, they could send me an email, and I would
Get him onto that.
I could get them in contact.
Oh,
He would.
absolutely.
I would love to have him in Adelaide as well, but we'll see where he goes next.
And was he staying in the Olympic Village, or where was he?
Yeah,
at?
so the rowing was a couple of hours train ride out of Paris, so he didn't stay in the village. They had a chateau. They had a thing for the rowers and the kayak. Oh, the rowers and the water down. What are they called with the water and the kayak?
I have no idea.
Go,
The canoe slalom.
yeah, that's the one. The canoe slalom.
My favourite.
They stayed at the same place, so we got like Snapchats with Jess Fox and stuff like that.
Oh,
so he
what
saw
I would
her.
give.
Yeah, I didn't see her, but Alex obviously did because I was staying at the same place, and that just meant they were closer to the course, so they didn't have to do the travelling. So he didn't stay in the village. I actually don't think he stayed in the village for any of the Olympics.
So he didn't get to try the famous chocolate muffins.
No, I think they had their own cooks and stuff in where they were staying, and I think the negative of where they were staying, but it was actually the same for the village, was I actually think there was no air conditioning, and it was actually pretty warm over there. So, that was a
bit of a downside.
Interesting thing, because obviously the recovery for the athletes is pretty important.
Yeah, maybe not the muffins before the race.
I think they're burning enough calories that they can pretty much eat whatever they want.
Whatever they feel like. Okay, so going into the Olympics, did you have any expectation of what it was going to be like to attend and support a close family member? How did it compare to what you actually experienced?
Yeah, so I went to Paris about 10 or so years ago, and I kind of imagined it being like that, but I was really surprised by how quiet the areas away from the venues were. So obviously a lot of people from Paris thought, let's just get out of the city.
Yeah.
So easy in Europe. You can just like catch a train ride and be in Switzerland, and you can go wherever you want. It's such a good thing, but it was evident that the locals had decided to get out of there, and it meant that like when we went and saw the Eiffel Tower and did a few touristy things, it was empty.
Yeah.
At the venues, incredibly busy. Huge amount of like police and army people and things like that. Like it was. Apparently there was like 30,000 people on at every time. So
crazy numbers.
We felt pretty safe and things like that. So it was a good experience. You also got to see athletes. Like so, once you finished your event, like Alex stayed at our accommodation for a while, and like you'd just catch the underground with us, and you'd see other athletes on the underground, and you'd like we went out for dinner, and the table next to us there'd be another Olympic athlete, and it was pretty good. It's not like you saw LeBron James. I didn't get to sit on a table and have LeBron James next to me, but
did you get a photo with anyone else? Any other Olympians?
I always I figure that like.
In the zone.
So, yeah, well, I figure they want to enjoy themselves, and they don't want to be interrupted by some random guy being like, "Hey, can I have a photo with you?" I definitely notice them and appreciate how good they are, but I kind of just let people just enjoy themselves.
I'm sure they love the attention.
I would say that. So when we came back after Alex's last race, like we caught the train back to the accommodation, like. There was like all these young kids that were like wanting to meet him and have photos with him and things like that. And I thought he enjoyed that. And I think seeing those kids smile is a good thing that an Olympian can do. So it's probably the only time in a 4-year cycle, like every Olympics, that's the only time that anyone's actually going to care that you're an Olympic rower. You're gonna like have people come up to you, and little kids aspire to be like you, and then. The next 3 years, no one really knows about rowing. Like you don't hear about it that much. It's not really on TV.
It's the hype moment.
Yeah, it is a pivotal time for the sport.
Yeah. What was your favourite memory from being at the Olympics?
Favourite memory?
Or like, did you go and watch another sport? Like, which was like your favourite sport apart from the rowing? Because obviously everything was on display.
Yeah, we didn't get to go to as much sport as what I would have liked. Like, I was blown away by the cost of the tickets. Like, if you wanted to go see the swimming finals, it was like €1,000. If you wanted to see the basketball, if you wanted to go see LeBron James, then it would have been even more. So we actually didn't see that much. And I would have said, out of all the Olympics, like whenever you're in Australia, you just all the media is about the Australians. Everything on TV is about the Australians, and I wanted to see that. But when you're in France,
it's not.
All you see is the French. So we probably mainly watched the French. The rugby sevens seemed like a really good atmosphere. We watched that from a pub. But it was a great atmosphere because everyone there was into the sport, wanting to watch it. It didn't really matter what it was, but my favourite thing would have still been that we got to hang out with the family, because it wasn't just me, Chelsea, and our 2 kids. Chelsea's sister, her husband came. Alex stayed with us. His fiance was staying with us, and then Chelsea's mum and dad and their family friends came over. So there was a good group of us, and like spending time together with that group is really enjoyable. And we also got to do some stuff in Croatia afterwards, see where Chelsea's grandparents grew up, because they're from Croatia and grew up in 2 small towns right near each other, but met in the country. In Berry. So it was good to see that type of stuff. And it's always good to see the history, but that's kind of taking away from the Olympics. I guess the Olympics...
It's a very beautiful place in Europe.
Actually, the Olympic, seeing the Olympic flame was really good.
Oh, you got to see that?
Yep. So they new system, rather than having it at a venue, it was a set location during the day, and then at sunset, the hot air balloon cauldron took off, and it would float around, and you might be at a rooftop place, and it would just kind of float past, and you'd be like, "Oh, yeah, that's cool."
Wow.
So I think the French did a great job of it.
Yep.
The one thing I would say is every country, I think, when they host the Olympics, I think all the ticket, like everything, just goes.
Bit of a downside.
Just put up the price.
Yeah. They should have worked on that, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Did you have any memorable or unexpected encounters with other athletes in Paris? I think we've kind of talked about that, but is there anyone in particular, fleeting moment that you saw someone like coming into a cafe? Oh, the bell.
The bell. Do you have to get to class?
No, it's fine. Well, yes.
Yeah.
Later.
So athlete-wise, there was Rowing Australia had a really nice function after the last event. We got to see all the rowers there. Got to catch up with some ones that I coached when they were in the under-21 team, and it was great to see them now that they're on the Olympic stage. I also, yesterday we had Giving Day, and the major sponsor of rowing was there, and it was great to meet her. But that, not an Olympian, but just being around it was really good.
And maybe we'll get to watch some Scotchies in the future who go to the Olympics.
Yeah,
and
well,
see them there.
Hattie Shan represented Australia. She was the reserve, but then got brought into the hockey team. So you're a hockey player yourself, but I didn't get to see her, but
next time there'll be a next time.
We'll be able to catch up with her now. She's back in Adelaide.
Yeah. If you could create any new sport for the Olympics and compete in it, what would it be?
It'd be pretty hard for me to compete in it. If I was to think about the Olympic sports, the probably the one that I feel most sorry for is the softball baseball combination. They were in the Olympics, and then I think after London they came out, and then in Tokyo they went in, and then they came out again for Paris. I think they're back in for LA, and I feel like that is hard. If you're a softball player or a baseball player, how do you're not sure if you're going to be able to make it, but then for the funding of the sport, that's tough. I feel for that. And then the other thing I've been thinking about after the watching the Paralympics is what sports are in the Olympics that aren't in the Paralympics. I don't have the answer to it, but it'd be nice to know if there's a equity in terms of that type of thing.
Thoughts and prayers to the softball and baseball players.
Yeah, well, at least they're in for LA.
Yeah.
I think lacrosse is in as well. Breakdancing's out.
I feel like you could do breakdancing. I feel like you've got the groove.
I
You could top ray
sometimes I
gun.
stand up and my back's a bit sore and I think my movements not that great. So
With a bit of practice, I reckon.
maybe that Turkish guy did pretty well in the shooting. Maybe shooting's my thing.
The aim.
Yeah. So
No, you and ray gun, I reckon.
yeah. Well, she seemed to be pretty close with the rowers at the closing ceremony.
Yeah.
So maybe breakdancing for 2032 and I'll compete in that.
No, I think they've already put it out. I think.
Yeah, but it might come back in for 32. Might come back for Brisbane. But I think netball's coming back for. I reckon if I was Australia, I'd push for netball.
Netball, yeah.
Because you always want like
Yeah.
if you're gonna
You wanna
add
be elite.
if you want to add a sport, you want to add one that you're going to get a gold medal in.
Yeah.
Like there's no point adding a sport that another country's going to win.
This is the last question. If you were to assemble the first 8 using only superheroes, who would you pick?
Schar, stroke, Superman, and then I think after that it probably.
Wait, hang on.
wouldn't
Are
matter.
you one of the superheroes?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So me,
Right.
Superman, and I think once you've got Superman in the boat, it doesn't matter.
I feel like
He'll pull you along. He'll pull me along. And then
so I've done 2.
yeah.
I put maybe like Thor in there.
Or
Bit of
Hulk. The Hulk.
Yep.
The Hulk. He'd be pretty
Well, there's
good, pretty strong.
Anger issues though.
Yeah, you got to learn to control that.
Yeah.
The Hulk. Who else? You want someone with like super speed, super strength.
Yeah.
What other superheroes are there?
Spider-Man, probably. He's probably
Wonder Woman.
Agile.
Wonder Woman.
Oh, yep.
Paralympics, the rowings are mixed, so maybe we're adding a mixed event to the superhero race.
How many is that? So 4.
4.
I've got 4 more to go. Plus one of them was you.
Who else is there?
Pick a rower from Scotch. Maybe they're a superhero.
Oh, if I was picking rowers from Scott, I'd bring Adam Holland back from a couple of years ago.
Yep.
He's doing well. We may as well bring Alex Hill into the boat, so that way there's
3-time Olympian.
because no one's beating Superman.
So that's 6.
What's my kid's favorite? So I think my kid's favorite cartoon character is Cars, but so I don't think that works.
No, that doesn't
No,
work.
that isn't going to work.
Or we could do
Paw Patrol. They're not really superheroes, but William's my 3-year-old's favorite kind of thing is Rubble. So
Is that one of the
from Paw
characters?
Patrol. You don't watch Paw Patrol?
No, I'm sorry, I'm not a frequent viewer. Yeah. So
Bluey would be pretty
Bluey,
good.
yeah. So
Bluey.
who was Bluey the Cox or like what's the go there?
I wouldn't have Bandit in Cox.
Nah.
So Bluey, it wouldn't matter where Bluey.
Yeah.
Bluey can go somewhere.
Throw him in.
And that's
Another show that your kids watch for the last member.
oh, Miss Rachel, but that's not really a.
Again, I don't know who that is.
Oh,
Miss Rachel.
Well, Miss Rachel's. William likes Miss Rachel as well. So, and that's
the 8.
That's pretty much the 8.
Wow. I don't think it gets much better than that.
I think I got a little bit away from the superheroes, but
Maybe just a bit.
Yeah.
Especially the start with yourself. Nah, you're a superhero. All right. Well, that brings us to the end of episode 37. Thank you, Mr. Schar, for joining me. And we're looking forward to the next episode, and that'll be coming out probably the week after this one, I'm sure, because it's a recurring thing. Anyway, bye for now. Hopefully I'm back on the podcast soon. Actually, it probably won't be because I'm leaving.
Well, good luck.
Great. Thank you.
Have a great day.